Hello YouTubers, Troz here, back with more Satisfactory. And last time, while it was not really a much longer than normal episode for you guys, it really took me a while to build. You can see out there the results of that. And we should actually check in on it, since I've been playing for a few hours since that's been set up. So let's do that. First, you can see we have 176,000 megawatts of capacity, of which we're only using about 5,000 at the moment. That's pretty impressive. Let's see, I don't have the train over here, but I do have my buggy. The next thing we want to check out is the radiation, and I hoped it wouldn't reach the ground. As we approach, you can actually see the smoke particles. Let me avoid the trees here. Now, some of them are emitting smoke particles. They all should be. They all are running. Otherwise, we wouldn't have that much power. And, well, as you can see, no radiation yet. So we are good here. What is your problem? Sometimes, because of these trains getting disconnected, like the other cars are on a slope, and it just causes the train to not be able to pull into the station right. Basically doing this will hopefully make it go around again and then be fine. Anyhow, as you can see, yeah, no radiation right here. Unfortunately, if I land up here, well, it's half covered at the top, but yeah, there's a little bit of radiation here. So, not ideal, but not terrible. Let's look at, where... Here's the, map from my last time I saved, and this, well, yeah, this doesn't show much difference in radiation. I'm guessing it only shows radiation from containers. Like the train was here, and it shows radiation from the train, and like from the miner and the container here, and the train station. It shows radiation from this train station, and here I have the storage containers for the waste, and only the first one, and it's not even filling half of the first line yet. All of these have about 35. There's a few that had 36 when I saved it, but this is showing that the even splitting is working, because hey, they all have 35 or 36 for the few that have gotten an extra one. I'm sure it will all get 36 before any get 37. So, I'm gonna call this a limited success. Well, more than let's say a decent success. The only slight issue is I kind of Wish I built it higher, even though that's kind of crazy. But if the radiation stays at the levels it's at, I think that's fine. Definitely didn't want to, like, passing on a train out here, I think it's completely fine. Yeah, it's only, like, directly under the factory. I can make it up here, and there's no radiation. So if I need to ride a train past here, I really won't have an issue, which is my main concern. Yeah, so what is next? Well, I think it's time to go back and work on my second factory, because I had built up the second factory to build, well, so previously at our second factory, we had one production line, set up to make 90 motors a minute. We had a production line that made 24 heavy modular frames a minute. We had a production line to make 24 supercomputers a minute. And we had another production line that was ultimately making 800 cartridges a minute. And as a side effect, we're also making 200 Nobelisk detonators per minute. Yeah, but the update that added nuclear power also added 2 new products besides, nuclear power, which we just completed. Those being turbo motors and batteries. Both of which we have yet to make in our second factory. We're making them in our first factory at quite a low rate, actually. But we want to make them at a much higher rate. And so over here, here is, well, this is all of turbo motors, and it's quite a lot, but we're already making a lot of it. It's probably a bit hard to see. Let's try zooming in a bit. At some point, you have to make motors, which we're already making 90 a minute. And you have to make supercomputers, which we're already making 24 a minute. It's kind of hard to see what that says. Let's move some of this around. So if we want to make, let's say, 33 turbo motors, that uses 88 motors a minute, and 14 supercomputers, which we're already making all of that. You then just need to make some radio control units out of supercomputers and quartz crystals. You have to make some heat sinks, and that gets made out of wire, of which we have a lot already, and aluminum sheets. And the aluminum sheets are aluminum ingots, which is bauxite and silica. Silica being more quartz and some limestone. Limestone's easy to get. So really, we need quartz and the motors and bauxite. And maybe a little wire, but I think we have unused iron that we can easily turn into wire. I know we do have some unused wire as well. For the batteries, it's, again, well, let's see. Let's go over here. Here are the batteries zoomed in and already set up for 51 batteries a minute, which hopefully is a decent amount. It's basically a Mark IV belt of bauxite, a Mark III belt of raw quartz, and half a Mark IV belt of copper. And I don't even have, like, it's even less copper. Let's throw in some alternate recipes, which I'm not sure why I didn't have automatically done. We definitely will use this one, and iron wire. So, it makes it 120 copper, which is easy. Some plastic. That's going to be the hard part. And some sulfur. The wire is coming from 90 iron, which is almost nothing. Does batteries... I don't see batteries having anything. But yeah, this is... a Mark IV of bauxite and almost a Mark IV of silica. So that seems relatively straightforward. Let's click over here. This is the turbo motors kind of zoomed into only, everything we're already making is pushed off the side. We have the supercomputers. We have the motors. We'll need 88 additional stators, which I'm not sure what that is, but it's some copper wire and some steel tubes, pipes. We don't have the pipes, but it's not much. I mean, it's going to be quite a few assemblers. It's about a third of that. Maybe 15. So not too bad. We need to set up the aluminum sheets, aluminum foundry. We're gonna need, well, this is 1,300 or 1,400 bauxite. We're gonna need another 400 or so, 500 from this. We're gonna need like 2,000 bauxite a minute, and we're gonna need a bunch of quartz as well. This is 500 quartz. Let's say 520 quartz a minute. Another 300. So 800 quartz a minute. Basically a Mark V belt. Where are we gonna get all this stuff? Well, glad you asked. So our factory is approximately here, our second factory. We're already using this. This is where our nuclear power plant is, literally over this whole area. This is the bauxite we are bringing down to our main factory, which sits around here. That doesn't leave us too much. There's no bauxite up here or up here. There's a little over here. In fact, there's one of each type of node, but that's kind of far away. This is close. These two aren't too far. This is where we have our big oil or plastic production, whatever. So we can actually build a train over to here. Then we still need quartz. We are using these two already, and I'm not sure if we're using all of it, at 100% or not. So it probably would be best to stay away from those. But there's these quartz over here, one pure and one normal node, and that should be enough. That would give us easily, we can get 600 out of this alone. So with this, that would make up any shortfall we would need. So that looks all well and good. So what does that actually look like? Well, come on. Interact, please. Thank you. It kind of looks like this. Here's our factory. Here's the train line that we had. I initially put in a train line here and came up. Here's the one node. In fact, let's... Please, thank you. Bauxite pure. The one node is right here. The other two nodes are here and here. Because of the way things worked out, this is about the best place I could put the station. I'm going to have to belt these in, but I can belt both of these into here. The thing is, not that this is long. I mean, it is longer, but this cave is also filled with the gas-giving rocks or whatever they are. So I put this in. It's steep, and it's not supported, not looking supported, where this, like, it ran along the ground for the most part and had sensible bridges. Like you can see, I have, you know, little stands to hold this up. This area is all forested, so it's kind of lifted up. Turns rocky over here, so it's like running on the rocks. There's also another node. Did that actually work? Oh, okay. The other node's over here. I'm not using it, but if we ever need a bit more, it's there if we need it. And that's the bauxite. That should give us, with these pures, we should get 600. So we should get 1,800 a minute from this, which is about what we needed. Turns out, though, that the quartz is in a cave. So I built another split off here and went into the cave. And yeah, there also happens to be a SAM node. It's a normal SAM node. So we're not using that yet. I'm not sure what it will be used for. But yeah. The hard part was setting up the more stations under here. Really running out of room, staying within the footprint. But we still have to hook up all of these. We have to put miners in and put in the belts. I just have the tracks in. So let's go do that now. Hopefully, oh, train is here. Yeah, let's get in the train, and we want to go to Factory 2. Let's set that up. And hopefully, we get there. Have a tendency to run into trains coming the other way that knock me off. But once we get to the main factory, it should be clean sailing from there, because none of the trains at Factory 2 are running. And yes, it does look clear here. distance, making all the plastic and some of the rubber that we use at factory number 2. Pass by the station right here. It's the first station I made. It's so much better now that this doesn't have to bend out the way it does. It's just a little auto-save lag. There we go. The one quartz, I believe, is right up here, and the other one is kind of over that way. But we'll get to see them in a moment or 3. There's our second factory. Here's where I initially went up, through the cave there. Can't quite see it here, but yeah, that's all filled in with toxic rocks or whatever they are. And this goes over to the cave to the quartz. It's past where we're getting some iron, I think some copper, or it's limestone. So, I put in this new branch off here, and this leads to the station where we're going to do our bauxite. There's another branch off here for the quartz train. This was our PAX station, and you were the train bringing in the rubber and rubber and plastic. So you should park there. Let's see if I have all my materials, and need some more iron plates. But otherwise, I think we're good to set off. Yeah. How am I? Oh, need cables as well. Let's take 4 stacks, and let me just check on the audio for a second. No. Do I have... I don't have... cables here. I don't have much wire on me either, so let's head up into the factory and grab some cable. Unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure which floor it's on, but we should be able to find it relatively quickly. Oop, overshot that. And again, gotta launch from the bottom of these. cable. Let's try one floor down. You're the copper wire. Let's just take one. I said take one. I think I was short by one floor. Well, let's... I think this may be it. No. Are you quick wire or are you cable? You're cable. Alright, here we are. That should be plenty. Hopefully. Alright. Let's bring in the bauxite first. And for that, we're just gonna drop all the way down into the jelly. Yeah, if I had wire on me, I could have just made cable here, but I didn't. But that's okay. We got plenty. Yeah, there's a few trees that I had to cut down, and the ground comes up here. So to make sure the trucks wouldn't have any trouble, I raised this up a bit. But that means at the end, our trains here have to go immediately up, and I had to move these yellow squares. Yeah, they, oh, there we go. They did some optimization. So, like, when you're far, it will just, you know, instead of rendering a nice 3D model, it'll just put a square. What is... So, that's faster for rendering. I don't need sulfur at the moment. So this barely fits in. The trucks do have plenty of room. That's more than enough for the big trucks to get under. But yeah, had to lower these actually to get them to fit under here. Anyway, we'll get in here and let's go to Bauxite 1. And this should take the shortcut bridge, as I'm sort of calling it. Which cuts right across here and isn't really supported by anything. We got one support there, but yeah, I kind of built out from the side to get that built in place, but that's where the cave came from. But it had some of these choking rocks. Kind of threw a tree there, but otherwise we mostly follow the ground. Are on these nice stanchions here. And the train's already slowing down, even though we're actually quite a distance yet. This train actually has 2 locomotives. It has 6 cars. We're going to load 2 cars from each miner. I had to put a second locomotive on the back. Here's some more of these poison rocks or whatever. Because this lift right here, like the train is trying to slow down for the station, but we got a pretty steep climb here. We're on the ground. Just a little bit of health taken there. But with only 1 locomotive and it trying to slow down to stop for the station, it couldn't make it up that hill. Added a second locomotive to the back so that it didn't have to rework all the stations, and that gave us enough oomph to get up that hill. There is the bauxite node. We should be pausing here. Braking here, I should say. So this should be relatively straightforward. We just get a minor Mark III, because that can get... because that can get 600 items per minute when overclocked. Of course, we need turbo motors, and I bet I had some earlier and then swapped out some stuff. Anyway, I'll be back in a moment with some turbo motors. Okay, we are back here. I now have the turbo motors. So let's set this up. I'm gonna have it facing this way, just for the distance that I think we're gonna need. Let's put a conveyor splitter right here, and let's see if we can manage to hook that up. We're obviously going to want to use a Mark V conveyor belt to get the most that we can out of this. Looks like we're going to have to come up here first, and then up to the splitter. Oh, okay, yeah, this will do 480. We do want to overclock it, but I don't happen to have any power slugs on me at the moment. But that's okay. I know where there are some. From here, I don't have many Mark IV belts. From here, we're just going to do Mark V belts again. We have plenty of them at the moment. And this will evenly split the output here into the two cargo wagons, which means the train doesn't have to come that often. You know, we have... Basically, the cargo wagons on the train hold 4 rows, so we can, you know, have 8 rows of output before the train gets back and still not be wasting any production. Speaking of production, we need to power the station, not the station, the miner, and we can get the power from the station because the tracks are powered. And this should start outputting momentarily. You can see the drill is starting to enter the node. And here we go. This has already had some gaps in it, and then even more over here, but there we go. Both of these stations are filling up. Yep. And this is exactly what we want. So the next time a train comes, it will pick up the bauxite and bring it back. Alright, next station. Way beyond that bramble, whatever you want to call it. And you can see I built bridges or supports for the track down through the trees here. these arches a bit. And then across these rocks here. And the train will pull in the station over there. Meanwhile, we will come over here and pick up our friend Purple Power Slug. There's actually another one sitting right there if we need him. I didn't realize the Mark III will do 480 on the bauxite, so I even a 50% overclock will max out, or just about max out those belts. So that's good. Here there are 4 more loading stations. These are the first two were skipped because they would be, loaded at that previous station we were in. So we need to go set up 2 more miners. To do that, though, we're going to need to make an equipment workshop over here to make the mining drills. Fortunately, we can make plenty. We need 3 for each. There we go. Leave that for now. Wasn't there just a tree here? Anyway, this is really my, well, setting up the train stations was really my first time in this area, as it was basically empty previously, and I think it was updated the same update that gave us the nuclear power. We'll have to figure some way up here, but there is the node. And I should have been laying power lines, but we'll handle that. So it's not too far. Well, you can't see the station now. No, you can. There it is. There were a few animals over here. I didn't intentionally kill any. I don't think I killed any, but sometimes they disappear just from you building close to where they are. How did I not notice that? I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I put in a power line. And as you can see, I have all the necessary materials for 4 miner Mark III, which is what I want to accomplish by the end of this episode. Additionally, I turned our Purple Power Slug into some power shards, and so we will be using them. That should get us to 720 a minute, which is just about a full Mark V belt, which is more than what we need. Let's actually set up Mark V belts as our hotkey. Gonna come out to about there. Let's double check on your rate here. Yes, 720. So not quite a full Mark V belt. It's short by 60, but it's more than we need. Can we? No, we can't get you up there. Can we... Where can we get you? Your floor is too steep. Floor is too steep. Really. You're too long, and you would be okay, but we can't put a stand there, but we can do that. And let's head this way. Alright, from here, I'm gonna put some conveyor poles and start going up. Because that's quite a bit taller cliff. No bit of uranium there. And actually, we're gonna have a bit of trouble getting back up there. Okay. Oh, we want to be on the other side. Alright. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. This won't be the most direct route, but that shouldn't really make a difference. Should be plenty high enough to go way over the train. Alright, we will put our splitter here. You'll come in here. And go in here. And yeah, quite shortly they'll be full. Alright, the other one is over in that direction. And you know what? I'm gonna put those on there, and hopefully we can use those for getting the other belt. Now let's take power. because I'm trying to build a pole and not a line. Alright. There is the other node. Let's stick a power pole there. We have this beautiful formation here. Kind of cliffs and overhangs. Another friendly power slug. He's a yellow one. We're all good for the moment, so we'll leave him be. What did I... Oh. Hit kind of that red bamboo or whatever that is. There we have some of the local creatures, and oh, there's a whole bunch of them. They don't really like me, apparently. Let's get back over some land before something happens. I kind of want to leave them alone, so let's see if we can build this remotely. And I knew I forgot something. I forgot to build 3 more miners, but we can throw up a crafting or equipment workshop right here. And then take it back down. Yeah, stay over there. Okay. So far, so good. Alright, we just need to get over there. And, I think we'll mostly follow the wire back. I think it's some more saving lag. There we go. We'll overclock you as well, slightly. Hook you up to power. And get out of there before they get any angrier at me. Alright, this goes to about here. Let's put a stackable pole. Another one over here. And maybe the floor is too steep. Hopefully we can build between there. Come on, other side. There we go. No, not quite. How about from there? How about here? Can you make it that far? Alright. stuck on? There we go. Oop. Come on. Oop. There we go. Get rid of you. Connect to there, and then and then to there, and then we need to get up there. Oh, are we encroaching others' clearance? Let's see. We got a clear shot from here. I think it doesn't like going through the plant, so this should hopefully work out better. Can we? Alright, we can get all the way to the top there. Now we just have to get up and make the connection. Radiation again. Alright, we should be able to make it from here. There we go. Will the belt make it? It does. It's probably just about as steep as you can go, and probably close to as long. Alright, let's put the splitter in there. We won't go that long. Okay. Come on, other side. There we go. We can get rid of you and you. Hook you in there. And I think we are all done here. You can see this basically just barely filled up in the time it took us to build that other miner way over there. And I'm sure the train can go back to the factory and then, you know, back here before these filled up completely. Speaking of which, it is time to go back to the other factory, or the second factory, and head over to the quartz mines, which currently in the Sea of Purple over there. for some reason the train sounds have dropped out. I noticed that while I was building. Not sure why that is. Okay. Somehow adjusting the dialogue volume. Fix the train sounds. Yeah, going back is quite fast because the train picks up a lot of speed going down these hills. So much so that it is braking. When driving manually, I did get the train up to like 190 kilometers an hour, so yeah. Alright. Well, you're gonna take your time parking. Because that's just the way you're programmed. You come in nice and slow. But yeah, you can see he's pulling in, he'll stop here. We're gonna get on this train though, and head out to the Quartz Underground. Large cavern in which I was able to fit a train station. And there's a quartz node here. I believe this is the pure one, and then further back is a normal quartz node. So let's set up some miners. What? Oh. What don't I have? I thought I have everything. At this point, What do you mean floor is too deep? Okay. We're gonna make all 6 now. I definitely have room in my inventory for it. Alright. There we go. one miner Mark III, and I think I'm gonna aim it like that. And where's the... Put a power pole there. That is the SAM ore, and then back here in the fog is the other quartz ore node. Let's put this here, and I'm gonna power you. Split one off. And you're getting 720 per minute. Now, hopefully, I ran into trouble putting some of these plates down. Some of these stalactites have actual hitboxes. So we'll see if we'll be able to what? Not sure what happened with the sound. That really should have sound. Alright, let's put in some floors. I had left this a bit open, but there we go. That key, I want a splitter. Not that key either. Alright. That goes in there. That goes in there. And that goes in there. So it's the middle two is the one miner. And I'm gonna make the front one the normal. That doesn't need to be split because it's not gonna produce as much. And I'm not gonna hook it up right now, but the back loading will be for the SAM ore once we need it. Oh, okay. It is all the way over here. Let's put some power. If we can see where... There we go. Again, I'm not sure what happened to the audio. I'm gonna have to see if there's a bug for that or something. Like some of the sound effects aren't playing at all. Let's split you. Hook the power up. You're only gonna get, what, like 360? I said... Like... Oh. It helps if I put it in the right spot, doesn't it? Let's check on that again. There we go, 360. That's... yeah, that's going to be plenty with what we're already bringing in. That'll be 1,000. Let's let's use a conveyor pole stackable. You're not gonna reach there, are you? No. No, you're not. Alrighty, we'll come over to here. And then... Really? Alright. We'll extend this out one. Alright, up to there. And since we don't need to split this one because it's only 300, actually we can go right in like that. And I think that will about do it. That only looks fast right now because 100 buffered up in the machine. Once those 100 are all pulled out, and they should be pulled out relatively quickly. Yeah, you can see here comes the spaced out. It should be just about as spaced out as these are after the split. Because that should be exactly half. Alright, we can head back. And I think we're gonna call that an episode. Actually, no idea how long this is compared to our average episode, but well, apparently the audio is really gone now. No idea what happened to it. But I'd just like to say thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time with more Satisfactory. We'll get to actually using the bauxite that we're collecting. And hopefully we'll get at least one. Hopefully we'll get at least the batteries done.